Hi, this is Justin, and I wanted to recap the changes for today. Today, you saw a pretty decent market pullback, which I wanted to show you how that affected this portfolio. Apple dropped down a couple bucks, bringing it closer to the 118 put, meaning that the price to close out of that position went up, meaning my profit to loss from open went to 33. Now I can close this out, collect my $33 and move on. It might be a position, or it might be a move that I take because we're back in the money on Bank of America, and the money just simply means that if by Friday it is below $29, um, I will get my $32 or $36 premium, but I also will have to take 100 shares of stock. Now there is a way that I can just accept the loss and not take the stock and then sell another put for next week. But part of the strategy is to kind of let the wheels roll. As stock goes in the money, you get the stock. You get the following week, you start selling covered calls against it. General Motors, you can see, kind of stayed right in the zone between 42.50 and 45. So right there, the price, the cost, the stock did kind of go up just a little bit today. By 63 cents, so that's a pretty decent return on just the value of the stock. Um, we also see that it hasn't dropped down below that 42.50, so I'm not in the money on that put. If it stays above that, I won't get the stock. I won't get the shares assigned to me. Now looking at space, that decision to sell another put at the $30 strike price. To collect that $53 premium, kind of take advantage of the stock going up pretty high this week. It is starting to look like the way it's shaping, if the market continues to pull back until Friday, based on this bid-ask spread that we see up here, it's a little bit lower at $31.68 to $31.78. It's a little bit lower than the 32, and it's a lot closer to the 30. So in the event that that happens, there's a good chance that we'll be in the money and be assigned stock at this price. It's fine. The game plan is to sell calls against it until it gets called out of the account. With that being said, with this being in the money and this one being closer to being in the money, to kind of reduce risk on my portfolio, it might make sense to take the profit on this trade right here, as opposed to rolling it out. I do have the capital in the account to take Bank of America and to take Space, and potentially to take General Motors if it does drop below 42.50. So next week, as it plays out, we'll see. But this one will more than likely be a covered call position. General Motors will more than likely not be assigned to me, but if it is, we'd have 4 covered calls for the following week in Space. The $27 put is really unlikely to put those stocks in my account, but in the event that they do, we just sell 2 covered calls on Space. But as it goes, with Apple being so close and with the big market pullback, we do have to keep our eye on it. We don't want to get assigned 100 shares of Apple. There's a good chance that if we're assigned 100 shares of Apple, 100 shares of Bank of America, 100 shares of General Motors and Space, we certainly don't have that kind of buying power. So we do want to reduce the risk of the market pullback. So we might take some profits off the table starting tomorrow and potentially Friday. If it does rebound like it looks like it might, then I'm not necessarily too worried. But as you can see, the bid ask on Apple is a little bit lower what it's showing here, which means it's going to go down a little bit more on market open tomorrow. You kind of see that the bid ask is a little bit higher in Bank of America. It's going to go up a little bit. Doesn't really necessarily mean too much until it gets past the $29 mark. And then Space, again, we kind of, I think I've already outlined this, but we're at 31.68 bid and 31.78 ask, which just means that that's what the market is going to open. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about the market and the direction it's going to go for tomorrow. Usually the kind of big indicators would be if this was a couple dollars less versus just pennies. the market nowadays is contingent so much on what the government's going to do with stimulus packages and all that type of stuff. It's crazy. But as you can see up here from the difference between when we started on Monday and where we're at today, we've definitely hit our 1% mark. So closing out all positions would definitely make us hit our goal, but also kind of learning the lesson, understanding options trading a little bit more, and talking about it daily will help understand the best moves to make in the future. I hope this helps you out. If you like these videos, hit that like button, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel if you want to be part of the daily update. Thank you.